Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda. And that's Gizmo.
We're the Village's Newcomers, and it's time for...
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Love that tune.
I do too.
And wow, this past weekend, we were fortunate enough to meet with the creator of that jingle. He came to the Villages, Wally Sagita and his wife, Kate, and we had lunch with them, and here they are. And we thank him so much for that jingle. There's something hidden in this video, okay? There's a replacement for me somewhere in the video. It's hidden, but it's here. If you find it and you're the first viewer to email us, don't put it in the comments because you'll blow the whistle. But put it in an email, send it to us. Where is my replacement in today's video? And you'll be the first, and we'll give you a big shout out next week. Shout outs. First on our shout out list, Chad Montgomery, one of our loyal viewers. Want to give a shout out to him. Chad's very supportive, and we appreciate you, Chad. Chris and Natasha Copeland, they wrote us this week. They live in South Korea.
Oh, my goodness. And they're watching us?
Yeah. We have plenty of people in Australia and England and Germany and Switzerland, but Korea's the first. So shout out to you guys. Here's a bunch of Gizmo fans that wrote in this week. Check out these cats and dogs that love Gizmo. And a shout out to Sharon and Mike Dubose of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Remember Linda got her hand caught last week?
That knuckle.
Yeah, she got caught.
Or whatever that is, wrist bone.
They sent her some of these little pocket buddies to put in your car and solve that problem. So thank you guys very much. Robin asked us to say hi to two of her friends. So we're shouting out to Ray and Sandy in Connecticut who are bored and homebound in this pandemic. So hi, Ray and Sandy. And Linda. Not this Linda, a different Linda. Linda is the most popular female name in the Villages. In fact, in 1955, it was the most popular girl's name in America. But Linda, trivia, Linda says, would you please wish my husband a happy birthday on March 22nd? That's today. So happy birthday, John. Say happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. So I was waiting for a song. Thought you were going to sing.
Actually, we, in defense of her on that, we had a conference call, or what do you call it, a FaceTime?
Yeah.
With our other son, our second son. No, he's our third son. He's our third one. And he had a little birthday this morning, and we wished him a happy birthday. It's not his birthday, but it's coming up in 3 days. But anyway, whatever. Happy birthday. Let's get right to our questions.
Okay.
Nancy and Mike in Massachusetts sent us a question, and they are concerned about the move. They wanted to know, what did it cost moving trucks and other things to move to the Villages, and how many trucks did it take? Everybody's different. You're in Massachusetts. That's a little further than Indiana. I believe we lived 875 miles from the Villages before. So we hired a moving company. And you want to outline what they did for us?
Oh, they brought a truck and brought the little cushions to put around the furniture. They came in and picked up all the big furniture first, the beds, and they broke them apart, right, too? Did they help do that?
They disassembled them.
And the tables, and they got the beds and all in and all the furniture, and then they came in the living room. We had already boxed up all of our stuff and put it in a central location for them to easy to get load the truck. So we did a lot of the moving packing ourselves, and then they came in and just took it. But that was a hard chore for us, for sure.
Yeah, we boxed up everything with the help of our greatest friends. Some loyal friends came and
Yes.
for days helped us wrap every teacup and
Oh,
get the
yes.
silverware boxed up and everything. So we did that part ourselves, but they actually, and we labeled those boxes. And by the way, everybody out there, label those boxes as specifically as you can on multiple sides.
Yes.
Or like in our case, the Salvation Army and Goodwill is going to be getting some of your good stuff. Do not let that happen. Label. But we boxed everything up ourselves. We bought the boxes.
Yes.
We bought the little whatever
Bubbly wrap.
bubble wrap
Whatever.
and all that stuff. We did all that. We had the boxes ready and we had them taped. They loaded them on the truck.
Yeah.
They took all the big furniture. They just as like she said, took them apart, put it on. That cost us to drive 875 miles, unload each box where we wanted it, bring our big furniture in, put it back together, $5,000. I thought that was pretty good.
I do too.
And that may or may not be typical for Massachusetts, but that's what we did. And I'll give them a shout out.
And
Margaret's. I think it's Margaret's Movings and Storage in Louisville, Kentucky.
And they were on time, pretty much. They may have been a couple hours off or 3 hours off.
They were great. No, I mean that's
Days off.
yeah, perfect. So Nancy and Mike hope that helped.
Larry and Valerie asked about our mail delivery. How did it affect us? Well, when we came here, we found out that we have no mailboxes out front or on the doors or whatever. It's all a central location. In each village has their own delivery station, and we love that. We don't have. You don't love it?
No.
I do. I like to go get the mail in the golf cart, and Gizmo goes too with me. UPS and FedEx deliver right to our door, so I think it's pretty convenient.
Well, it's not convenient. I mean, you have to get in your car or your golf cart and drive 3/4 of a mile, in our case, to get the mail.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We're used to it. It's fine. Now it's the norm.
Yeah.
Before, of course, we had to walk down a slippery driveway 150 feet long and get our mail and
That
pick
was
up the
bad.
mail that was dropped on the ground
Yes,
or whatever.
newspaper.
Here, it's nice and it's it's just habit already. So that's how we deal with it. No problem at all. It took a little bit getting used to. Of course, when she orders from Amazon and it's the clothes are too big, how's that?
Oh, no.
She may have to send them back, so we have to take that to a UPS store. There's one about 3 miles from here. If we go to the post office, it's where we have our post office box for you guys. We have to drive there. That's about 5 miles.
Yeah.
So we do have to go there. If we have to mail something and have it weighed, we got to go there. So it's not ideal, but you get used to it. If that's our biggest problem, we're doing great.
Yeah.
Brian asks, are homeowners allowed to put fences up on their property line, particularly in their backyards? Brian, that would be a no-no.
No.
If you're allowed to have a fence, it's already going to be there
Right.
when you buy your house. The villages all the courtyard villas, the fences are already there. If there's a veranda home, the fence is there. You can't buy a home and then think, boy, you know what? I'd really like to block out that neighbor's view. Let's put up a fence now. Not going to happen.
Marty says, I'm guessing there's enough villagers living permanently that at least some of the amenities must still be open. Yes, there's a lot of amenities open, and there's a lot of activity here right now. So, in fact,
Is anything closed now?
not that I know of.
The only thing might be, I'm not sure if the trolleys are running, the trolley tours, but we saw one a couple of days ago. Linda just about jumped out of her car seat when she saw one.
I
Yay,
said they're
the
getting ready.
trolley!
Maybe they're just servicing the trolley so they can get them back going. So I think it's.
We think things are really moving in the right direction. Not sure about the trolleys, but lots of amenities are open again. We're going to do this one a little bit different. I'm going to ask the questions. She's going to do the answers because she's the expert. Debbie writes, how many hair salons are in the villages?
There are quite a few. They're in all the plazas. They're in the town squares. They're in the local areas around the villages. So quite a few of them, and nail care.
Is it hard to find a good hairdresser?
Yes.
She's gone through quite a few. I'm going to help her because this is our fourth take on this question.
It really is.
She's had a whole bunch, but it's not her fault. They didn't. They move on. She likes Fantastic Sam's, and it's one of the less expensive places. We have a new girl now that cuts both our hair,
Right.
And
she does a great job.
she's been there a while, and she get a lot of compliments on her hair, right? Doesn't look like a cheap hair job, but I'm not one of those guys that thinks because the place is a fancier store that the hairdresser's going to be better. So I think this gal's just great.
Right,
And
I do too.
the problem's been they move on. Debbie wants to know, what do they charge, for example, for a cut and color?
Oh, a cut and color will cost you about $70, $70 to $75. So coloring your hair down here is expensive. Back home, I was lucky. I had a lady that would do it in her home, and she was very reasonable. So when I came here, I was a little bit sticker shock.
I'll bet there's a whole lot of people at home laughing right now because you said it was expensive at $70.
Yes, 75. For me, that was expensive.
I have read on Nextdoor ladies complaining about $200 for their hair. And how often do women get that done?
I don't go to those places.
No.
6 to 8 weeks. You get your hair dyed.
I'll bet some do it more frequently than that.
Maybe.
As well.
Yeah.
But anyway, but it may be a national thing now. I've learned a lot of things have changed in the 2+ years we've been down here nationwide, not just here in the villages. Things are becoming more expensive. Carl asks, are there long-term rentals available? If you don't want to purchase a home, but you want to rent on a long-term, are they available? Either homes, villas, or apartments. Carl, the answer to that is yes. Many individuals buy here before they turn 55 and rent their home out. They would take a year renter or a 2-year lease maybe. But that does happen. And also there are new apartments up in Brownwood, and they're probably more than that, but called the lofts. And you can lease or rent, I don't know what they call it there, but for a year, at least a year, I believe. And that's at a fixed rate. As you know, each month, if you rent from an individual, it's February, you're going to pay a lot more than July.
Yes.
So the lofts, I believe, if you rent by the year, it's kind of laid out for you in advance and you can see it. But yeah, you can get a long-term rental.
Perry asked, who names all the roads and places in the villages? It seems like a big job for somebody.
It does. I'm assuming the family does that. Back home we had acquaintances that started what we call subdivisions in Indiana, and they would name streets, Denise Way and Emma Lou Drive and all that sort of thing. So the same thing happens up here. I mean, the Sharon, the Sharon Rose Wykins Preserve. There are lots of streets named after people. I think they're part of the original family, and
now it's probably kids, grandkids, great-grand.
Yeah,
Names.
yeah, and these neighborhoods are spreading, and there's new roads all the time. I was thinking, since Linda is such a popular name down here, that they should have a Linda Lane.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Yeah.
Or maybe a Newcomer Drive,
Okay.
or Newcomer Loop.
Gizmo.
The Gizmo. What do you think,
Gizmo
buddy?
Way.
Yeah.
Gizmo Way.
But that would be a fun job. Perry, I don't know exactly. We'll try to find out more on that. I know that some of the names of streets came from the origin of the family, like Torch Lake Drive is named after a drive where they originated from. So, just probably at the whim of the family. Betty asks if we have sinkhole insurance. And she wants to know, if so, approximately how much is it for a home like yours? Hard question, Betty. It's yes, we do have sinkhole insurance. And we have catastrophic ground collapse. And we had flood insurance, and we have earthquake insurance, and we have hurricane insurance. We decided to drop the flood. So we were paying $1,100 for a year's worth of homeowners for all that the first year we were here. The second year we were here, they raised that $400 some
Yes.
because of claims throughout Florida, they said. But we decided we didn't need the flood insurance, so we dropped that. So it went from 11 to about 15, and then they knocked a couple of hundred off when we dropped that flood insurance. So we're paying about $1,300 for all that coverage as a ballpark figure. It's not a whole lot different than we would pay in Indiana, but we didn't have any earthquake, sinkhole, or hurricane insurance up in Indiana. We still paid $900 up there. Here is the question of the day. This is the one that people really want to know. John asks, do you have to be rich to live in the villages? That word rich is so subjective.
Yes.
I mean, if I didn't have a penny with my family, I'm rich, right? If you have a good job and you have a full refrigerator and a roof over your head, you're rich to some people. But you're talking about the money you make here. Do you have to have a lot of money to live in the villages? That's really what you want to know, isn't it, John? The answer is yes and no. We have personal friends. One was an over-the-road truck driver. One's a policeman. Another one was a salesman. I mean, you've got plenty of nurses that live here. A lot of one-income families that live here.
We were teachers.
We're school teachers. So not typically the occupations that you would figure somebody would be rich, right? So, I mean, it depends on your definition of rich.
How much you've saved.
That's it.
How much you budgeted.
That is it.
Life.
When you're young, if you look to the future and you put some of that paycheck away, it's going to add up. And at the end, when your friends haven't done that, you're going to be the rich one, even though they may have made as much or more money than you. That's what it is here. These people had a goal. They saved for it. They made it happen.
And there are homes that are the wide range of homes, costing from $185,000 up to $2 million. So I mean, it's a great amount of choices.
We've met wealthy folks here. There are some wealthy folks. There are doctors, lawyers, astronauts, professional athletes. Now those guys have a lot more money than we do.
Right.
But are they richer?
Laura asked, do we open our windows in the milder months? Yes, we do. We have, our lanai is glassed in, but it also has screens, so we open them quite a bit, and it is lovely. And let the front door, we got a screen on our front door now, and the weather comes right through, and it's lovely.
Weather is a very individual thing. You know, the comfort of your home is a very individual thing.
True.
I personally don't think there are all that many days when you do open your doors and your windows because of the humidity, the intense humidity in some months. But right now, I mean, in December, January, February, March, there are lots of days that you can do that. So we do it on occasion, not a whole lot, because there'll be 88 and 90 degree days even on those days. And she likes the house cool. She likes it down at 72 all the time. So we do open them up, but not as much as some folks. We have other folks that keep their thermostat set on 80.
Ah!
They do, and they do that to lower their utility bills. But we don't. We like it cool, so therefore we don't open them as much as other people. Suit yourself. This is a question that you'll probably be interested in. Betty writes, are there vet offices in the villages, and how much do they cost compared to Indiana? And by the way, I don't mind questions about how much does something cost. That's what I want to know. I hate when I read, I'm wondering how much something does cost to see if we can afford it, and they'll say it's very reasonable. Well, what's reasonable to Thurston Howell III may not be reasonable to me. So I want to know. But Betty, yes, there are vet offices here. There are lots of them. There are lots of them. And people tend to get attached to their vet just like their doctor. And you can find many, many good write-ups on vets here. This guy, thank heavens, he is the healthiest, knock on wood, dog. And we haven't needed a vet very often. But we do take him for regular maintenance. So we had a bad experience at the vet with him. It was only bad because we took him in for a nail trim and a rabies shot. That's it. And I told him when we went in, I just want a nail trim and a rabies shot. They did a full exam on this guy and ended up charging us, a couple of $100. And, I pitched a fit saying, I told you, and I told you twice. And, so I think healthcare for animals is tougher than humans because we have insurance. They don't. I know you can get it,
Yes.
but there are vet offices. We don't have a regular one yet. Thank goodness all he needs is his nails trimmed and a rabies shot.
Well, what I was surprised is when you walk in the door, they're going to give you an office visit charge, which that didn't happen back home. We just went for the services, just for the certain things.
Yeah, but when I reserved that visit, I told them on the phone, and they still tried to pull it.
Yeah.
And I see write-ups on the Nextdoor app for that particular veterinarian, how wonderful they are. How wonderful they are. And these folks must just be getting out their wallet when they walk in the door and say, here you go, guys. Take care of my puppy. I love him so much.
I tend to think that a lot of people down here spend a lot of money on their animals.
Yeah. That's going to do it for this edition of
Mailbag Monday.
Did you guys find my replacement? If you did, remember, put it in an email and send it to us. villagesnewcomers@gmail.com.
And please press the like and subscribe button. We appreciate all of you.
We do appreciate that very much.
Until next time.
See you when you get here.